大家好，我是四白先生，欢迎收看 ChannelCC 带你疯。
So, do you have any tips for those first-time visitors to China? Because a lot of people want to travel in China, but on the other hand, they are a little bit afraid because culture, language are so different. Being in China for so many years, do you have any tips for them?
Well, I've seen people come back from China just in love with China, and I see people come back and spit on the ground, never want to go back. So it really depends on your attitude, because Chinese are very friendly, very welcoming, very nice, but there are certain places where you're going to have culture shock, you know, and you have to not take it personal. So for example, when it comes to purchasing things, buying things in China, the salespeople are very aggressive, and they're very mean, and they're very rude. It doesn't mean that they're really rude and mean. It's just the way that they sell things. I mean, sometimes they'll call you names. I mean, I've been called bad names by salespeople.
Yell at you.
Yell at you. You're called you're stupid. You know, they're really, you know, I don't know why, but they're really not bad people. But for some reason, in the sales industry, it's high pressure. Get every dollar you can from the dumb foreigner. And that is kind of the way the sales takes place. So I had some friends that went on a tour group, and the last day was a high pressure sales because the tour was very cheap. Everything was so cheap it was almost free. But where they get the money at is at the sales. So the last day they put the highest pressure on for sales, so they could kind of get the most money from the foreigners before they leave. And my friends had such a bad experience. They were told off and cussed at by the salespeople, and they never want to come back to China again. Now that's a rare experience, but you have to be prepared for two things. One is no soap in the bathrooms, no toilet paper in the bathrooms.
Yes.
For people in the West, it's not just whatever. It's you know, at least for me, it's just not acceptable. I mean, I grew up in a household where I had to wash my hands if I looked at the bathroom. If I walked past it, just, hey, did you wash your hands? I didn't go in, I swear to God. I just looked at it, you know. So I grew up in that kind of environment where we washed our hands. And in China, restaurants, McDonald's, Burger King's, whatever, people are, even the cooks, they're using the bathroom and there's no soap there. You have to bring your own toilet paper. So that will shock you. Okay, so you have to be ready for that. You have to bring your own hand sanitizer, and all the Chinese carry around a little toilet paper. They use Kleenex, little Kleenex pouch in their bags. So make sure you carry Kleenex with you, or toilet paper, hand sanitizer, number one. And number two, the next hardest and craziest thing to deal with is the high pressure sales. So just be kind, smile, you know, don't be cheated. So many foreigners, you know, you're so dumb. I mean, really. You think you're getting a deal because the Chinese are so smart. So they will tell you this thing is $200. Really, it's $3.
Yeah.
But they'll tell you $200. So you think you're getting a great deal because you talked them down to $100. And they will say, oh, I cannot feed my kids, and you're a bad man, you're a bad man. You know, I cannot pay my employees, you know. Only for you, only for you, only for you. Please don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody. And I've seen thousands of foreigners walk away with a big grin on their face, thinking that they cheated the salesperson. And then when they walk away, the Chinese people tell each other in Chinese, ha 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 ha, dumb foreigner, dumb foreigner. So, look, trust me, you know, make sure you know what you want to pay for what you're going to buy, and you know that in advance, okay? And just so you know, everything is fake, unless you're in a high-end, nice mall. If you're in a high-end, nice mall, you're going to pay 30% or 20% more than you would back in your home country because of tariffs. So you're probably not going to buy LV, Gucci, and Coach in China.
No.
Even the Chinese really don't do it.
No.
They'll go abroad to buy it,
yes.
you know. So, you know, if you're going to buy stuff, you know, you're going to buy stuff that's not name brand, and you want to pay the cheapest price, you know, in China. The products are not cheap in China. the good products. They're not cheap. Services are cheap. So you want to enjoy a foot massage. You want to go to a nice restaurant and be treated like Heidi Lau Hot Pot. They'll do your nails if you're a woman. They'll shine your shoes if you're a guy. Service sector is great. It's cheap. Service is cheap. Food is cheap. Great food is cheap. You know, but if you're looking to buy, you know, luxury products, it's not cheap. So know what you're going to spend. Know what you're going to buy. If you want to buy knickknacks and stuff, and you know, silk scarves and things for your family members, that's cool. But just make sure that you pay what you want to pay, and pay a little bit lower than that.
And we know each other for years, right? At the beginning, you were running a company, mainly about recruitment for foreign expats. So I personally know lots of friends here in Canada that they all want to work in China. Do you have any advices for them concerning like working in China?
Yeah, well, working in China, well, this is something that goes with the tourism too, and working in China. Let me just tell you foreigners that unfortunately with Americans, Canadians, British people, so on, most people, when you go to China, you think that you're coming from a superior culture. Subconsciously you feel like your culture is superior, and you feel that way maybe for good reason, because you know your Wi-Fi connection here is good, or you know the luxury of the infrastructure here in the Western countries, so on. But let me tell you, Chinese culture is much older than your culture, and the Chinese people are much wiser than you. You don't go there with an attitude of superiority. You know, they are very intelligent, and people even criticize the government and stuff, and they don't know what they're talking about. Could you manage 1.4 billion people as excellent as the Chinese government? Look at India. It's a mess. The Chinese government is very intelligent. They're excellent in their management. You know, the Chinese companies and industries are excellent. In the beginning, they worked in cooperation with foreign companies to learn, but they learned and they do it even better. So don't come there with the era of superiority, because you don't know. And people who want to come to China and teach, and you want to tell the manager, and you want to tell the principal and the owners what to do and how they should do it, shut your mouth. You don't know what you're talking about. You're in their country, they're dealing with their people, they know what they're talking about. You do what they say, you do it their way, and you do it with a good attitude. Be humble.